Hello everyone, welcome to Little Lovers channel. And today we are going to look upon a story of a novel, Heart of Darkness. It's published in 1899 by Joseph Conrad. It's a historical background of the story is like this. It's a brutal of European colonized in treatment of a native African. It was the Belgian Congo. So it is the main thing where suffers a native African suffers from the European. So at the time, this Joseph Conrad being a one who has a proof of the period, and he experienced the consequences. So his first work is Almaer Folly, 1894. In 1890, he worked as a pilot on a steamship in the Belgian Congo. His experience is it creates Heart of Darkness. So apart from these Heart of Darkness, another two more most important works are there. That is Lord Jim and Nostromo. Let's come to the point. Heart of Darkness, it's in middle of Victorianism or modernisms. So next it's colonial, it's come under colonial literature. Its setting is a ship near River Thames, London, unnamed European city. It's guessed as a Brussels and in Belgian Congo. So this is the where this person worked. So in the climax of the story, there will be a confrontation between the Marlowe and the Coates in the jungle. So then the result. So later we can see the two main characters in the story. One is Marlowe, who is seen as a protagonist, and Coates as the antagonist. So this is the commander first person point of view, both the Marlowe and unnamed narrator. And its main themes of the story, that's colonialism, lack of truth, hollowness of civilization, work, and racism. These are the main themes of the story. Okay, next comes to the brief summary of the story. Here, narrator describes a night spent on a ship on the mouth of Thames, River Thames, that too in England. This is a simple story, my friends. Only Marlowe will come to take upon a job which he got through his beloved aunt. But later he heard like Coates is very good person, and he is very inspired. He was very inspired, and he wants to meet him. But later he come to know that this Coates is not the person as he think. He is such a person who is very horror and very terrible to the people of Africa. So this is what a main thing, and what are all the sufferings of the people, this African, what are all this European colonized, they what exploit this African, how this European exploit the African in many manners. And even though this European call themselves as a civilized people, but still their uncivilizedness, their unhumanness, that can be seen through the eyes of this Marlowe at the ending part of the novel. So this is how Marlowe realized the reality of the consequences, or a reality of the presence of the period. Okay, I'll give them in a proper way. Marlowe gets a job as a pilot on a steamship on the Congo River in Africa for a European business outfit called the company. So that's the name. Okay, it's not as a company in the general way. So one thing is, friends, We can see Joseph Conrad is also worked as a pilot, and here Marlowe. So, here first, I'm continuing the story. First, he travels to the European city he describes as a white sepulchre. White sepulchre as a name as Mauro described European city. It's a white. It means the people who are white, who are European, present in that company. So company headquarters, and then to Africa, up to the Congo, to assume the command of his ship. Ship belongs to Marlowe. So now the company headquarters is strangely ominous, and on his voyage to Africa, he witnessed the waste, incompetence, negligence, and brutality. So extreme way. So it's very absurd. It means unclear if it weren't so awful. In particular, he sees the incident that French warship just it's fired without any reason. So this is the main thing. It's where it hurts this model, and it will be the example for him to see the Europeans thinking or their work. So they exploited how they exploited the black laborers wander off to die. So while the company outer station, Marlowe meets the company's chief accountant. Friends, headquarters is it's different. Now he came to this outer station where Marlowe met chief accountant in this outer station. So he mentioned the remarkable person is by introducing a person as a remarkable one, as a great thing, a great member, that is the Coots, who runs the company in a station deep in the jungle. So Coots will be the main center of attraction. Then he works as a prominent character of European, and he'll be a idol of this European. There he numerous. Marlowe later hikes from the outer station to the central station, where he come to know that his steamship, where he's supposed to take others ship, it was sunk in an accident. So these are the three. In the 3 months it takes to the Marlowe to repair the ship. Later he learns that regarding the codes, and he's a man of impressive ability and enlightened morals, and is marked for rapid advancement in the company. So he also learns from general manager of the central station and his crony, the brickmaker, fear Coots as a threat to their position. So later Marlowe finds himself almost obsessed with the meeting Coots, who is also rumored to be a sick. So yes, friends, he is now suffering from some diseases. He is ill. So Marlowe finally gets a ship fixed and sets off to river with the general manager and number of company agents. Agents, the people were they come to the Marlowe ship. They calls them as a pilgrims, because they have stuffs like a pilgrims, religious pilgrims, who is going like as if people going to the religious pilgrims. So the trip is long and difficult. It's very difficult for him throughout the night. The snacks or in the river, there's waves and blinding fogs delay them. So just before they reach inner station, the steamship is attacked by natives. So remember, it's attacked, but we don't know who is attacking. So Marlowe Helsman, a native trained to steer the ship, is killed by a spear. So the a person, Helmsman, Helmsman, man, the name. So he was killed. Okay. Then at the inner station, a Russian trader meets them on the shore. Then he tells him that Kurtz is alive, but he is not well. So later, general manager goes to get quartz. Later, Marlowe talks to the Russian trader and realizes that Kurz has made himself into a brutal and vicious god to the natives. He is one very, very dangerous man to the natives. When general manager and his men bring goods out from the station also on a treacher, the natives, including a woman who seems to be Coot's mistress, appear ready to riot. Rotman starts to fight. So, but Coots calms them and they melt. It means they go back into the forest. So they are very, very angry on this Coots because of his activities, his exploitation. So later the Russian sees that the general manager has it in for him and slips off into the jungle, but not before telling Marlowe that Coots ordered the attack on the steamship. Yes, Marlowe come to know that Marlowe discovered that Kurtz is the one who is the reason for the attack, and also Kurtz is crawling. It means he's going slowly. It's moving to hurt this native camp. But later Marlowe pursues Kurtz to return to the ship by telling him that he will be utterly lost. It means he is going to attack the Scots if he is not obey this Marlowe. So it means Marlowe is trying to protect the natives. So if he causes the natives to attack, the Scots will be utterly lost. So the steamer sets off the next day, but Coates is too ill to survive, so he dies and gives his papers to Marlowe before dying for safekeeping. His dying words are, keep in mind, the horror, the horror. This is the two words he said, and he gave some paper to the Marlowe and Marlowe believes Coots is judging himself as the horror, and the war. So Marlowe also falls ill, but he survived. Later he returned to the Sepulchre, where the city he called as European city has that name, and gives Coots paper to the relevant people. And the last person he visits is Coots' intended, his mistress. So she believes that Coots is a great man, has a fiancé. So she believes that he is a great man and both talented and moral, and asks the Marlowe that to tell her that what is the Coots' last words. So Marlowe cannot reveal the truth now because she is in such a beautiful delusion, as I imagine, because he will become the bad person if he tells this truth of Coots. Then he sees that the last words of that Coots is her name. So that last word of the Coots was her name. On the ship in the Thames, Marlowe falls silent, and as the narrator states, out from the ship, it seems to him that the Thames leads into the heart of an immense darkness. So this is a story of Heart of Darkness. So please do comment and please do share and subscribe to the